All right, final game, Shane. Game of the week. Number 7, Ole Miss at LSU. LSU now favored by 2.5 points. What the hell? CBS game of the week. 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central. The over-under, Shane, 66.5 points. And last season, Ole Miss won 31-17 in Oxford. How about this stat, Shane? The home team has won 8 of the last 10 in this series.
Ooh.
Are they going to make it 9 out of 11?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Here's the thing, brother. I love them Ole Miss Rebels, and I'm getting a lot of flack online. Shane does not care about our team. Shane never says anything positive about Ole Miss. Yeah, I say things positive. For starters, I think you got an excellent two running backs.
Yeah.
I think you got a great coach. I would put Lane Kiffin up there with the upper echelon of coaching in the SEC and the country.
Yep.
You know, it's a beautiful campus, beautiful stadium. There's a lot of great things. The color schemes, the uniforms. The only thing I don't care for is the dogs. The juice thing. I think that one was like a joke that went too far. It's like the guy that comes to the office party and says the same joke every year. It's just, all right, we got it the first time, Steve. But I think the thing with Ole Miss that drives me nuts is the schedule. And I don't get me wrong. I have tried many ways, many. Even the Kentucky game was a little bit. I'm one of those. I am a naysayer when it comes to the scheduling because I don't think we've seen the true colors of Mississippi or Ole Miss. I'm sorry. You better edit that one out. They're really gonna be mad. All right, brother. But on the opposite, we got the LSU Tigers. And the LSU Tigers, since that Tennessee game, has been very impressive. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I love most about LSU is their running defense. If you think about last week, I know they let that big long one get away with Anthony Richardson. Mm-hmm. He's a tough guy to contain. And I'm not saying Dart is an easy guy to contain. But if you look at the stats, LSU has kept just about every running back that they've ever faced in check. You go all the way back to New Mexico. Even Tennessee, we got a 100-yard rusher in that game, but it took 22 carries and us up 30 points to get it. So I think, some of that is a little skewed. I think Ole Miss, don't get me wrong, Ole Miss is fun to watch if you like running, and they got the best 1-2 punch in the game. But I think the LSU Tigers, I think they load that box up, and they make Dart win with his arm. And what game have you watched this entire season makes you think that Dart can win a game with his arm? I've not seen it. Okay, and maybe I'm wrong because I'm usually am, and this is my wager of the week because there's no other games left. So there's a good shot I'm going 0-4 here. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is not going to be fun to watch if you're an Ole Miss. This is the last time that you're going to be in the top 10 this year. Don't hate Shane, all right? I'm just preparing you for what's about to happen. So I've got Ole Miss 24, LSU 35. 11-point game, covers the spread, wager of the week. Mike, if I'm wrong on Monday's show, I'm going to wear that Dart face paint, that shit he puts on his eye there. I'll have it the entire show, and I will kiss Ole Miss's ass all day long. I just don't see it happening. They're going down to Death Valley, and they're going to get steamrolled.
Hey, you might be right, Shane. I mean, I heard this stat. I didn't research it, but I heard it from a reliable guy that Brian Kelly, how about this, Shane? First LSU coach ever to win at Auburn and at Florida in the same season. How crazy is that?
Ooh, that's a crazy stat.
So he's a great coach. Keyshawn Butte, he started to heat up, had over 100 yards, 6 catches last week against Florida.
Where do you find these? Do you Google these, or is somebody sending it to you? Like, my father-in-law sends me like a Bible verse every morning. Is somebody sending you a stat like this every morning?
No,
Where do you come up with these?
I
I
just
love
soak
it.
up all the knowledge I can. You know what? Because I have so little in my brain. So I just heard someone say that. So that's pretty good. Jaden Daniels, 16 touchdowns, leads LSU in rushing and passing. You mentioned Judkins and Evans, Shane. How about this? The only duo in the country that each have 600 yards. So I mean, they can get you however they want. You know, with this dynamic duo, Jackson Dart also a threat with his legs, as you said. Here's one you didn't get though, Shane. Jonathan Mingo, receiver of Ole Miss, leads the SEC, 24.5 yards per reception. So he's their big play guy. He could have a big performance here against them LSU Tigers.
Oh, LSU. I thought you were saying Vanderbilt. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, he basically had 600 yards in one game.
Yeah.
But, hey, that counts too. You know, they're in the SEC too.
Yeah,
but,
I'm sorry.
You know, Lane Kiffin, these are the games he shines, Shane. He always has something dialed up that maybe, you know, against Auburn, they were just pounding and pounding and pounding. And you mentioned that, you know, if they need Jackson Dart to win you a game, can he do it? Well, he did it against Vanderbilt. I know it's Vanderbilt, but there was some evidence, and that was on the road as well, even though the vast majority of those fans were Ole Miss fans. That is not going to be the case here Saturday in Tiger Stadium. I get it, but, you know, I think Ole Miss, I think they're underrated. I think their defense, while they're giving up on the ground a little bit more than they should, their unique defensive system is tough to prepare for. So can LSU really have that sustained success? I mean, they came out, Shane, and had 6 drives in a row of touchdowns against Florida. I mean, that was one of the most impressive performances we've seen from an LSU offense since 2019, brother. And, hey, if they can continue to do that week in and week out, maybe you said A&M the other day is not going to lose a game. If LSU's offense keeps playing like this, they may not drop another game. So LSU, again, we can't overlook the fact, Shane, they're playing number 1 in the West this weekend. They're playing number 2 in the West after a bye week in 2 weeks here. So we could be sitting here 3 weeks from now and saying, my God, LSU's number 1 in the West. But it ain't going to happen because I'm so glad wagered of the week, LSU, because I like Ole Miss, Shane. I just think, I don't know. I don't just think LSU's consistent enough. I mean, they got great pieces, but they've rarely put it all together. I really do think I think you're giving them a little too much credit for defending the running game. I think Ole Miss is going, you know, they're not going to go wild on LSU's great defense, but I think they're going to pick their spots. This is going to be the game of the week, no doubt. I like Ole Miss 33, LSU 30. Basically Honda Morristown this thing, but all these Shane haters out here is going to fuel Ole Miss to one more week of being undefeated, and who knows? I hope they keep it together, Shane, because I certainly would like an Ole Miss Tennessee SEC championship game. How about you?
Oh, I would love it, man. Don't get me wrong. I give them a hard time, and I give Lane a hard time, but I think this game means more to the Rebels. They got to do this because there's people like me, these talking heads, that are doing exactly what I told you not to do, and that's, go through the schedule and make all these excuses of why they won.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to explain why you won a game. But LSU just feels like a different caliber team. It feels like a true pressure point, and I think we're going to be able to walk away from that game saying, I was right about Ole Miss or I was wrong about Ole Miss. So it's a good temperature gauge, and I'm the first to admit when I'm wrong, brother. I've never backed down from a bet. I will have that damn face paint. I may even do the fight song. I don't even know. I got to learn the words. I don't want to commit to that. That Kentucky song was real wordy, and it took me a little while to figure that one out. But I will say, brother, I am 0 for 3 on my wagers, so Ole Miss fans are probably ecstatic that I did not pick them. You know what I'm saying? They're probably LSU is sweating now because the Grim Reaper is back, baby.